Hey, what's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing well, and welcome back to another episode of r/entitled parents. On today's show, we check out and read some of the craziest stories on Reddit. So we have a whole lot of stories to check out, so let's jump right into it. Karen tries to break into a closed McDonald's. My local Mickey D's closed their entire lobby and only allowed drive-through service, no takeouts and no bathrooms. I can only assume it's due to COVID. I was waiting in a long line at the drive-thru when this one lady and her toddler tried to open the door. There were big signs across the windows that said no restrooms, so there was no way Karen didn't see them. Karen tried opening the door and knocking on it, but nothing happened. Now, a minute later, she's slamming her body against the door as if she's trying to break it down. An employee opened the door and pointed away from Karen, telling her to get out. I couldn't hear the whole conversation, but she was shouting angrily at the employee while gesturing to her toddler who was doing the potty dance. They shouted back and forth some more until Karen gave up and took her toddler away. I would have recorded on my phone but was still driving. I hope the kid found a bathroom alright. Yeah, so this Karen was entitled for the fact that she thought she would be able to go inside this McDonald's even though there were big signs saying she couldn't. But I understand her method behind her madness. Her son had to use the bathroom, her son or whatever, her toddler had to use the bathroom, and she was just trying to do whatever it takes to make sure he doesn't have an accident in her car. So I could definitely understand that, but Karen, rules are rules. But let's move on to the next story, guys. Entitled mother steals from my car because she hates shopping. My family, me, my mom, and my stepdad, who I shall refer to as dad since he basically is, had just been shopping and we were driving back home and we pulled into our state. And as we were driving down our road, we saw a woman who we didn't recognize standing on the path, but we thought nothing of it. Our road is next to a school, so lots of people tend to stand around. We pulled into the parking spot and began loading up on shopping bags to take to the house, which was down a pedestrian path and round a bend, out of view of the car. We walked down to the house and put our shopping on the counter, then my dad stopped me. "Dad, I think I left a few bags in the boot. Can you run and grab them?" I agreed and he threw me the car keys. I went outside and as I walked towards the car, I saw that the car boot was open and someone was inside. My dad forgot to lock the car. It was the woman we saw rummaging around in our shopping and her arms were filled with biscuits, cakes, and a pack of cobs. Me, "Excuse me, what the hell are you doing?" I don't know if she's a mother yet, but she is, so I'll be calling her entitled mother. Entitled mother, "I'm just getting the shopping out of my car. Why is that your business?" Me, "This isn't your car. I have the keys. This is my dad's car, so what are you doing?" Entitled mother, "I was waiting for my babies to finish school and we needed some food for the house. You left these here and walked away, so I'm taking them instead of you people wasting them." Me, "We aren't wasting them. If you need food too, then buy it. Don't take ours." Entitled mother, "But we hate shopping and this is so much easier. Can you please just give it to me?" Me, "No, sorry." I then proceed to take the food from her, close the door, and lock it. The entire time I'm getting grief from her as she calls me all sorts of names and proceeds to storm off presumably to ruin someone else's day. Note, as I said before, this story is a little dated, so the situation is long gone. So please don't give me advice on how to deal with it. It's too late. Yeah, this woman is definitely entitled to go in someone's car and take their food because she feels like they're wasting them. And the fact that she said that she doesn't like shopping, so that's her main factor for taking their food, makes it even more absurd. Like, I could see if she was homeless and needed the food desperately, but that doesn't seem like the case in this situation. So this woman is just entitled and crazy. But let's move on to the next story, guys. Entitled mom threatens to ruin my life if I don't babysit her kids during the pandemic while she's working from home. I'm a 17-year-old male and I want to become a teacher. I always have, so in the past I have babysat for multiple families since I was 13. The entitled mom's in her late 30s in the story. I had babysat for her on multiple occasions. She has a 3-year-old girl and a 6-year-old boy. The kids were fine, but in general, dealing with her was a nightmare. Multiple times she has came home drunk off her butt and barely being able to spring 2 words together, let alone a sentence, and often she barely paid me what I asked for, but I also knew fine. Well, if I didn't babysit for her, she'll leave the kids in their own, and I don't care about money that much that I'll out it before their safety. Anyway, today I got a text from her asking me to babysit because she was working from home and it was a distraction. Currently, me, my parents, siblings, and grandparents are living together because money is tight with the pandemic and pretty much all my family are considered high risk, so we are all pretty much locked in, apart from when me and my sister go shopping for food. So I politely said I couldn't take this risk of infecting one of my parents. Knowing full well how much of a melt I am, she sent me a video of her daughter crying. Apparently this is because I wouldn't come over, but my sister saw this before me and told me if I leave the house, I'm not getting back in, so again, I declined. Since then, I had multiple voicemails that ranged from what sounds like her coaching her kids to say things to make me cave, and her screaming down the phone that she's going to ruin my life and tell the police that I touched her kids. Update, just got off the phone with the police. I haven't as of yet decided to press charges. As I said, money's tight. I can't really afford a legal battle, but I have agreed to go down to the police station today to sign off on relevant paperwork to get the ball rolling in a circumstance that she does call the police. And I'm also to sign a vulnerable child in need form to get because I'm involved with her kids. Yeah, so this woman is absolutely nuts. Like, why would you even take it as far as to accuse this guy of touching your kids because he wouldn't babysit them? That is terrible, and that's very entitled. And yeah, he should actually. I would have pressed charges. He better than me. I would have definitely pressed charges. Like, you're not gonna try to destroy me because you're not getting what you want. That's terrible. But let's move on to the next story, guys. Karen gets mad because 20 sushi rolls weren't done in 10 minutes. Before we start, I have always read about Karens being Karens to other people, so I was actually pretty excited when I heard this story from my brother. Sadly, I wasn't there when this happened. This is all from my brother. So K is for Karen, B is for my older brother, D is for my dad, and KC is Karen's child. Background, my family and I own a Japanese restaurant that has been open since 2004. Today, when this story happened, my brother was working there and my mom and I got to stay home and relax. When he got home, old boy D have a hell of a time explaining. Now for the story. Apparently, he got a large order consisting of 20 sushi rolls, and my brother and my dad were really busy preparing this order when suddenly, just 5 minutes later, Karen comes in. Now keep in mind, because of Rona, we have our dining area closed off, and when Karen came in, she walked past the counter and had marched herself straight into the kitchen when confronted by B. She said, "I had an order with, insert all the items here, and I want it now." B says, "What? It's been 5 minutes and you ordered 20 rolls. It's going to take at least half an hour." K leaves all frustrated and we thought it would be the end. K comes back 30 minutes later and gets her order and everyone is happy. But no, another 5 minutes pass. Guess what? K comes back in and this time she proceeds to march into the kitchen and again scream at B. "Where's my food? Ma'am, it's been 5 minutes since you came here and marched into the kitchen. We need you to wait a lot more for 20 sushi rolls you ordered," says B. And so she leaves and comes back 2 seconds later with KC, who proceeds to look around the kitchen, then mess with the pots and pans. Then when B gently pushes KC away, he starts to throw a fit. "Look what you done. I demand my food now. And for you to apologize to my son," K says. They continue to argue, and I didn't get any details from B here, so let's just continue. Finally, after getting basically pushed out the kitchen, Kay walks out with KC, and we could hear them slam the door behind her. She had canceled her order. Yeah, these Karens are nuts, man. In the world of Karen, you never know what to expect. Like, this Karen really thought that 20 sushi rolls would take 10 minutes? Like, I don't get it. If you want good food, it's going to take some time to get prepared. And you really shouldn't mess with the people preparing your food because they can mess up your order or even worse. But I just want to say thank you guys for checking out these Karen stories. Until next time, r/entitled parents, and let's upload. Until next time, guys.